Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Taking a quick look here at Bitcoin once more. We're just going to do a quick analysis here over the weekend. Normally I don't do this over the weekends just because it's low volatility and low volume, but we did see a pretty heavy sell-off last night that actually worked out pretty well. No, correction, that was this morning, as a matter of fact. I was sleeping for it. That's all I know. So it was last night according to my clock. But if we take a look here at liquidation, we can see there's a sweep of lower liquidity here. Not too hard. There was some there right around 51.1. There's still a heavy accumulation at almost exactly 50,000. So we got to recognize there's still more room for growth to the downside, if that makes any sense. But a quick little congrats, of course, to our community members here. Awesome profits here. Bitcoin, good 14% on that short. We hit our second target. AVAX, first target met 21%. That's a short as well. And coincidentally, took a nice, healthy, long profit from Reef last night at 55% in roughly 4 days. So it's been a good last 24 hours for us, especially with our day trading bot scalping Link, BNB, and XRP for nice 10 to 20%. Okay, so what we want to look at here for Bitcoin is a couple of things. First of all, let's look at the daily and kind of work our way down, because when we touched on this yesterday, I was mentioning, looking out for some doji candles here. While this is not a perfect situation, it is technically a double doji. This is a better doji than the previous, but the price action, bottom line is the price action still couldn't pass that 52,100 mark, which is roughly that previous week close. It's just a notoriously strong resistance level we can kind of tell here. For 4 days straight, the price action has not been able to close above that level. So what does that mean for us? Well, today obviously we got a bearish engulfing candle, but when we do see those double doji candles, that does kind of spell reversal. Yes, that was part of the reason why I felt confident taking the short position with Avalanche. But truth is here, if we take a look at some other things, there's other telling signs too. Stochastic RSI has been maxed out for a little while. When you see that happen, it's common for a reversal. We can also see traditional RSI and MFI, while it's still very high, are both making their way towards 70. Okay, so truth is the price could very well pivot and continue higher. I'm not saying the sky is going to fall here because of this, but generally speaking, 70 on the RSI can work as a support level. But we've been up over that level for 8 days straight. It's rare for traditional RSI to be above 70, even in bullish uptrends, for more than 7 days. Okay, so we're kind of hitting that critical mass. Not only did we hit a 9 on TD sequential on the time frame, right? We hit a 9 plus 2 effectively, depending on how you look at it. We also have almost 9 days of continuation above 70 on the RSI. That's usually a sign for, once more, reversal. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. Overall, healthy, normal sell-off here. We want this to happen. I'm super happy I was able to, average my position down a little bit. I have limit orders, honestly, every $500 for Bitcoin. I'm putting in, 1 or 2K every few hundred. Okay. So again, I'm just adding to my position. I have heavier position entries as the price goes lower. I want to get a nice healthy addition between 46 and 48,000. Again, that may never happen, and I'm okay with that. But generally speaking, here we can see heavy concentration between, low 46 upwards of 48,000. So 46 to 48, heavy accumulation and liquidation. Decent chance we will see that retested. Is it going to be right now or immediately? Maybe not. It might just be a slow taper. It may not happen at all. You just got to be prepared for that. That's exactly why I don't mind adding to my bags right now. Because personally, I know someday Bitcoin at 50,000 will be a thing of the past, just like 15,000 was back in December, January of last year, right? So again, a lot of those things where you don't expect it to come back that low, we could see a retest of 50K someday. But I think once we leave this area, there's a solid chance we may not see it come back. Again, that's just me personally. So 4-hour time frame, let's quickly note here a couple things. Stochastic RSI is still swinging down, but looking like it wants to converge. We have a strong amount of MFI, very, very low. In other words, when MFI comes down here to 20, it will commonly bounce. That, in conjunction with 50 on the RSI tentatively holding, leads me to believe we might see a little bit of a relief rally. I wouldn't say it's even going to be a rally, probably just a little bit of relief where the price action tries to come up to the most recent fib level. We can already kind of see it working its way into this fib here. If you zoom in a little bit further, you can kind of see 51,100 is a tentative support and resistance level. Mainly going to work as a resistance just because we're below it right now, having trouble getting above it, but 0.382 is common for that to be a typical level. We can also see this 0.618, 0.5 level here, where the most recent high was. I think that $50,000 mark will be the initial support if the price continues lower, and we'll likely see the price action try to consolidate there, potentially leg up from there. That could very well just be the support we have moving forward. That might just be the case. But for now, right now, this is not a bearish, extremely bearish 4-hour time frame. it's one of those situations where we could see a pivot. We lose 50 on the RSI, probably see 50, low 50,000 range retested. But everything looks generally, I guess, fair to middling, right? We lost a 20-day SMA, that's a big deal. And now that we're in this current situation, as you can see, the 20-day SMA, sorry, that's a 50-day SMA, it's kind of averaging itself out there at 0.618. So again, 50,000 I think will be our initial little support level if the price continues further. But you see this perfect little wick down to 0.5. 50,600 is a close approximate. So those are kind of the little ranges we have right now. Okay? So kind of interesting, but it is what it is. So taking a look here at the Ichimoku Cloud, this is a clean breakdown to the downside here, basically letting us know that we want to leave our short position open and we are more short bias. Okay? And what I mean by that isn't that, we've broken bearish and the sky's going to fall and you got to set a limit order at 35,000. Okay? While you should maybe have one in there in that range, I think I might still also, but it's very unlikely for that to occur. But what is likely is the price to probably continue down on this trend here and to be tentatively bearish. Okay, and I want to emphasize the word tentative because it does not mean that the price cannot increase. It just simply means we're below the cloud here. We are below key level resistance there so far. Again, 52,000 is that resistance level. We can see the lagging span is free and clear of the price action. Conversion lines below the baseline. Okay, so that's 3 out of 3 reasons to leave your short position open according to this conservative indicator. So what are my thoughts here? What do we think is going to happen? Well, I think 50,000 is inevitable at this point, especially wicking down to 50,600, almost exactly at that fib level there. I do think we will see that this most recent high range retested. If we take a quick look here at the volume profile, I kind of skipped over this. Let's see where we got the most amount of volume. So we'll take a look here. Is this indicator working? There it is. Okay. So if we take a look, we can kind of see there's a tremendous amount of volume above the price action. Okay. So that will work as somewhat of a resistance level for us. And there's not a lot of volume in between 50 and 51,000. So do you think that that little gap will get filled? Probably, yeah. And what I mean by that isn't that it's like a massive, gaping hole, but in truth, it's a fair value gap, right? And that little area will likely get filled. And fair value gaps are typically areas in which you have low volume. Okay? That's why it's considered fair value, because the price will travel into that range and essentially fill that area because there's a void of volume. The price literally skipped over that. Okay, so with this little reset here down to low 50K, I think it's pretty likely. If I'm not mistaken, we have our third profit target right there at that level. So I wouldn't be surprised we get a little bounce down there and potentially see if that holds. But if that doesn't hold, again, we got another fair value gap here that was mostly filled. So that's really nothing to worry about there. So I would say 50,000. We'll just focus on that for the moment. And then anything else after there is supplemental. But I would recommend some limit orders between here and 46,000 to be on the safe side. And again, higher amounts as the price goes down. So for example, right now, just say you have $1,000 that you want to put in at the current price point, great. And maybe have a second price point at 50,500 for another 1,000. And then as it goes down, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. I'm just speaking around numbers here, but generally speaking, that's how I approach it. And I've been very happy with every dip that gets filled. So yeah, it's like a win-win in a lot of cases. Price is going up, got more value, but I keep averaging my price down. We got to do that while we can, because folks, I don't really think we're going to see 30,000 again. I just really don't think that's a thing anymore. Anyways, anything could happen. We never truly know. But I hope this was beneficial and you found benefit. Thanks again so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and follow. Deeply appreciate that. And obviously, you want to become part of our community. We got a lot of new members over there. CryptoCash.tech is a site. Link down below. You can join us with our trade signals. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks again for your time. Take care.